In today's spooky video, we're going to be continuing our looks and actually looking at the final figure from the Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Monsters and Mutants line, as we look today at Werewolf Mikey. Much like the regular Ninja Turtles, Mikey tends to be the smallest of the brothers, and the monster version of Mikey is no exception. Mikey actually stands at about 4.5 inches tall. For his accessories, he comes with this really awesome nunchucks made out of bones. I'm hoping those aren't human bones, but they are bones nonetheless, tied together with a piece of rope. I wish that the rope had actually been colored in. Instead, they favor all the same gray plastic, but it still gets the job done, and it's a really interesting take on the regular nunchucks for Mikey. Now, you can actually put them in either one of his hand, unlike, say, the likes of Donatello, who was very specific to one hand as to the way that you could have him holding the accessory. You could actually, if you just turn the arms, it's a bit of a stretch, but you can actually have him holding the nunchucks in both hands. But it does take a little bit of finagling, and we can just plug the two ends together like so, and just kind of adjust the arms. So you can actually hold it with both arms. Of course, not as crooked as what we've done here. One of the other accessories, and one of which that I probably would warrant displaying him with two different ways, and we'll just kind of adjust this around. There we go. He also does come with a slice of pizza. And again, I'm hoping, much like those not being human bones, I'm hoping that this isn't human blood and not marinara sauce. It does look like it's mushrooms, pepperoni. That's what werewolves enjoy after all. Pepperoni, mushrooms, that's about it. And maybe extra sauce. They like a really saucy pizza. I do really like it, and I love how it's kind of got a drooping look to it, as opposed to just being a flat, triangular slice of pizza. You could use it for displaying it with Mikey here, or really, you could display it with any of the Turtle brothers, if you have some of the older figures. I wish that they would actually give us more pizza slices, because I think that would be fun for a display option. Let's take the pizza and we'll just kind of put it over there for the time being, along with his nunchucks, and have a look at Michelangelo here as a werewolf. Oh, looks really good, I have to admit. You know, looking at him, kind of for some reason, the immediate thought I had, and we'll see how many people are on board with me on this, kind of reminded me of Teen Wolf. Maybe because he's got the varsity jacket on. I don't know if that was Playmates' initial concept, or what they were really going for when they designed Michelangelo, was giving him the varsity sort of jacket. But I do like that it's orange, and it's got the M on the corner, just obviously for Michelangelo. Spin around the back, it says Wolfpack. Oh! Really fantastic looking sculpt on this guy. They didn't just phone it in. No, far from it. They've gone in and sculpted all these cool little hairs on Michelangelo's arms and legs. Strangely, much like one of the previous turtles that we had to look at, and I think it was Leo as the mummy, he's got one articulated foot. So I guess you could kind of have it where it's slightly arched back. I wish that they would actually continue to use arched feet for a lot of their turtle brothers, as opposed to just giving us one articulation foot. And it's only on certain figures that seem to have it. Some really cool sculpting there also on the feet portion, where you can see the ripped portion of the pants, and then you've got the exposed monster werewolf foot sticking out underneath. Also some really cool little shredded areas where the knees of the jeans have been ripped, and you can see that the fur is protruding out. I'm not really sure what's going on here, whether these elbow pads are real fur. Obviously they would be a different color, but the fact that they are real fur or they're just elbow pads that look like fur, that's the part I'm a little confused about. He does have a little bit of chest hair, though. A little bit of chest hair for Mikey. Love the face. A bit of a growling sort of expression on his face. And I love the pointed ears. Everything about this figure I quite like. One thing, though, is that he does have the orange on the bandana on the front, but if you spin the figure around, It looks like he should have had that all painted orange as well. Instead, they've just painted that brown. That's a bit disappointing, but at least it's something that you're not going to necessarily see unless you spin the figure around. Articulation on this guy, let's have a look at that now. His head is on a ball joint, so as you could probably expect. The head rotates all the way around, as well as a hinge up and down. Arms move outward. Oh, to get yourself a pretty fun looking pose out of this guy. Arms rotate all the way around. He has a bend in the elbow, and equally so, you can rotate the forearm, so depending on which way you have the forearm rotating would determine which way the arm will hinge. That's science. Well, no, that's just how action figures are made. Rotation in the wrist, nothing in the waist, and then he's got universal joints in the legs. So they rotate out, they rotate this way, back and forth. He does have a bend in the in the knee, I should say. Rotation in the lower leg. And as we've already looked at, he's got articulation just on one foot as opposed to two. Some quick size comparisons. We'll put Michelangelo right there. We'll kind of move all of his accessories out of the way. And let's have a look at the other turtle brothers that we have already covered. There is Vampire Raph. And there is Frank Don. And the first one that we had to look at least of the monster variety, or I don't think this was the first one. I think Raph was the first one we looked at. Just going to move all these guys over. Frank and Don. Mummy Leo. There we go. Get them all in the properly stand. There, and there's all your 4 mutant monster brothers. Then, of course, as well, we also had a look at the Monster Hunters. There's Monster Hunter Leo. And one of my personal favorites, Monster Hunter Raph. Just an absolute fun line. About the only thing I would say I would have changed differently to them is the fact that you got all 4 brothers representing the iconic Universal monsters. I wish that the Monster Hunters themselves were maybe different characters. Still liking that it's Leo and Raph, but I think they could have gone something differently by maybe giving us like a Splinter, specifically this outfit, because I think that would look awesome with Splinter. And then they maybe could have done something here with a Casey Jones, or even an April O'Neil would be fun as well. But there you go, guys. There is all 6, I should say, of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant and Monsters Turtles. As for Werewolf Mikey, he is a really fun-looking figure. He's not one of my favorites, I think, of the monster versions. I think my favorites are probably Leo and Don. But I think they really did a great job here on Michelangelo, giving him the varsity jacket. It was a nice touch with Wolfpack on the back. The little M also patched on the front. Tons of sculpted detail on this guy, and I absolutely love the expression. And I really think that they did a great bang-up job by giving him bones for his nunchucks, the icing on the cake. Either way, these are a home run hit, and I could actually see myself probably putting these out every single October celebrating Halloween. 2 things that I really love, Ninja Turtles and Universal Monsters, happily married together to give us this brand new line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These are now available in retail stores, and I think if you are a Turtles fan and also a Universal Monster fan, I think this line is going to be catered specifically for you, and you're absolutely going to love these. There are definitely more spooktacular videos coming to you this month of Spottober. This isn't the end of it. We've got lots and lots more videos coming your way, so certainly stay tuned for those. If you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe to this channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that little subscribe button down below. You won't miss a beat when it comes to future videos. If you also want to check out some previous TMNT reviews, got a playlist on this channel that you can go and check those out if you want to check out some of the older lines or maybe some of the original Nickelodeon Turtles. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you next time.